You've worked hard to save your money. Let's say you have $25,000 in the bank. How do you quickly double that money to over $50,000 so that you can continue building even more wealth? My favorite strategy to do this, especially if you're flexible with your housing, is something called house hacking. And I'll show you exactly how to do it, including all of the numbers in the rest of this video. Hey everyone, I'm Carson. You can also call me Coach, and this channel is all about helping you get out of the financial grind so you can do more of what matters. Back in 2006, when I was 26 years old, I bought my very first house hack. It was a 4-unit apartment building that had Merry Christmas spray painted across the front of it before I fixed it up and moved in. But what does house hacking even mean? In my case, it just means that I moved into unit number 2 and then I rented out the other 3 units in order to generate income from the place I lived in. But there are lots of different ways to house hack. You could move into a 2-unit building, a 3-unit, a 4-unit, or even a single family house where you rent out the spare bedrooms, or maybe there's a basement apartment, or what's called a granny flat or an accessory dwelling unit where you can rent out some sort of space in the property that you live in. The main point of house hacking is that you can buy a property for a relatively small amount of money up front, anywhere from 0 to 5% as a down payment, depending on the financing program you use. And then you move into the property and generate cash flow so that you can live for free or almost for free while this property builds wealth for you. House hacking, in other words, is a great recipe to build wealth quickly. And by the way, if you're having a hard time figuring out if house hacking or some other real estate strategy is right for you, you should check out my 7-day mini course called Find Your Focus. It's perfect for new investors who are just trying to get started, and I'll have a link above me and also in the video description below. So now I want to share a realistic house hacking case study, including all of the numbers, so that you can learn how it works and apply it to your life. So remember how we started this video? You had $25,000 in the bank. Let's say you live in a market where you've been paying rent of $1,700 per month, but now you want to buy a single family house that has 4 bedrooms and you could find one for $300,000. In this case, your house hacking plan is to live in the master bedroom and then rent out the other 3 bedrooms to individuals. And yes, I know there are already a couple of objections from some of you that I want to address. First, you may say that a $300,000 price for a single family house is impossible. And for many of you living in higher price markets, it's true. You're just gonna have to adjust your numbers up from my example. But just so you know, there are still big city real estate markets where that's possible even in 2022. For example, I just looked on Zillow in Noonan, Georgia, the town where I grew up in metro Atlanta, and found plenty of even new construction homes for around $300,000, and existing homes would be even cheaper. The second objection you may have is that you don't want to rent spare bedrooms. This is a great strategy for a young, single person or just someone who wants to be very aggressive with their finances. But if it's not you, just change your strategy by looking for a different type of property. For example, a single family house that has a basement or an accessory dwelling unit that allows you to still do the house hack while having more privacy for yourself. But back to the case study, your purchase price is $300,000 and you pay 5% or $15,000 as a down payment. Your remaining $10,000 in cash that you have saved up will be used for cash reserves for future repairs and also for closing costs when you buy the property. You get a 30-year loan for $285,000 with a 3.75% interest rate. That gives you a payment of $1,320 per month. You'll also have to add to your monthly payment property taxes and property insurance, plus something called private mortgage insurance or PMI because you didn't put a full 20% down payment on the property. So when you add all of that up, let's say your total payment is $1,800 per month. So now that you know the basic numbers, the main question again is how do you double your money? Let's take a look. Let's say you rent out the 3 spare bedrooms of your house for $600 each. That would be a total of $1,800 per month. Now, do you remember what your expenses were? They were also $1,800 per month. So the rent from your roommates is paying 100% of your core housing costs. And yes, you'll still have a few additional expenses, like you'll have utilities and you also have maintenance on the house. But compared to the $1,700 per month you were paying in rent before, you were saving a lot of money that you can then reinvest regularly into other things that'll build even more wealth. But that's not the only source of wealth building from this house hack. If you just make the minimum payment on your mortgage each month, you will have paid that loan down by $5,250 in the first year. And don't forget about appreciation. If the price of the house goes up by, let's say, 4% in the first year, which is not guaranteed, by the way, but it does tend to happen in good locations over time. And if it does, you will have built another $12,000 in wealth from the increase in price of the property. So let's add all that up. The rent that you save of $1,700 per month is $20,400 per year. You also have the amortization or the pay down of your loan of $5,250. You have the $12,000 in price appreciation of the property, and then you still have the $15,000 that you put down on the property. And when you total all of those up, you have over $52,000 in wealth from 1 year of house hacking. And you started with $25,000, so you've more than doubled your money in 1 year. And what if you could do a house hack like this several times in a row? And what if you could save even more money to continue building wealth in other ways? This is how you start with $25,000 and then grow that wealth to $500,000 or even $1 million or more. And you can use that money to buy yourself freedom and flexibility to do what matters with your time. And that's the reason this channel exists. I want to help you do deals like this, even if it's only one or two, because the end result is an amazing amount of financial independence and freedom. So to help you start making progress towards this as soon as possible, I want to give you a practical tool, my house hacking spreadsheet, for free. If you like to run the numbers on your next house hack or really any property you're evaluating, this spreadsheet will allow you to do that as much as you want. You can get it for free by clicking the link above me or also in the video description below. My name is Chad Carson. You can also call me Coach, and you've been watching my channel, which is all about helping you get out of the financial grind so you can do more of what matters. See you in the next video.